Quite bad at these. No more push-ups.
One.
Hey!
Hey.
Push-ups can hurt, but I am going to do this. Okay? So thumbs up. Hashtag to everyone who did this. Okay?
One, two. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow.
When we face a storm in life, we can sometimes respond like this. We withdraw. We pull away from the world and we withdraw from everyone around us. And we have valid reasons to withdraw. We withdraw because we feel like no one will understand what we're going through, or we're ashamed of what we're going through, or we think that people just will make things worse. So our reasons for withdrawing are valid. But I'm here to tell you today that there is a better way. And we're going to look at a Bible character named Daniel and how he responded to one of the storms in his life. So, Daniel was one of the king's advisors. The king liked him a lot, but the other advisors did not. And they disliked him so much that they wrote a song, according to VeggieTales, about how much they disliked him. And they devised a plan of how to get rid of him. And it worked. Daniel found himself being thrown into a lion's den. Now, I want to look at how did Daniel respond. Did he respond like this? Afraid, feeling alone, abandoned by everyone, especially God? Or did he respond like this? Began to pray and continued to cry out to God, even though God allowed him there in the first place. He chose to connect with God. And what did God do? God shut the mouths of the lions. The point, the really important thing here though, is that in the midst of a storm, Daniel didn't withdraw. He chose to connect. He chose to connect with God, and once he was out of the pit, he chose to connect with the king, the very person who threw him into the den. He chose to connect. And this is really important for us because we have a natural tendency to withdraw. But we need to learn, as a survival tip 101, how to respond to life storms by continuing to connect. You know, I had a friend a couple years ago in Kansas City who was going through a really, really hard time. And they wouldn't talk about it. I knew they were struggling, but they wouldn't talk at all about it. And every time I talked to them, they were just super general about their response. And it wasn't until a month or two later that they finally opened up. And they told me that they had completely disconnected from everyone and they had disconnected from God. They just were so angry. And so they disconnected. They withdrew. And it wasn't until they chose to reconnect again that they were able to move forward. So the lesson for us today is when you face the storm of life, will you withdraw or will you choose to connect with God and with others? So that's it. That is the lesson for today. And the end of our Survival Tips 101 series. I hope what you took away from this is that you don't just need to hunker down when you experience the storms of life. You won't just survive the storms, but you can thrive in the storms. And you thrive by choosing to worship, choosing opportunities to look for them, choosing to be outward focused, and by choosing to connect. And that will equip you to respond to life storms. So I hope you guys are having a great week, and I love you all. Bye.